Welcome. This is Coach Rambeer. This is
Coach Josh.
We're here with our very first official book, Nook.
Ooh,
Sundays. Working title, but I like it.
I like Book Nook. It rhymes. It's pretty dope.
What's the book that we're talking about today?
So the book we're talking about today, guys, is The Compound Effect, and this is actually one of the books I actually recently finished, and like one of the only books I finished. It's like I normally don't finish books. So like yeah.
So first of all, finish books, guys.
Yes, that's the new step.
That's that's the next level step.
Exactly.
Finish the books that you're reading. But you know, actually, that is a good topic in and of itself because every single person, I forget, actually there was actually a statistic, maybe you want to pull that up, like how many people or what percentage of books that are bought actually get finished. I think that would be interesting to
I
know.
don't think any of them.
You know, you probably have a whole bunch of books lying around, like pick one up and finish it all the way through. The book that we're talking about today is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And by the way, so this will be happening every Sunday. We'll be going over a different book and kind of the key takeaways and the key points that are actually actionable. So this is an amazing book. Coach Al J. Instagram I.am.deadlift. Follow him. So Coach Al J recommended this to the staff.
Yeah.
The staff has different resources to go over and different material to go over every single month, and so this was one of the latest things that we went over. And so why don't you tell a little bit, like,
Well, actually,
what'd you get out of it?
before that, like, I read this book, like, probably 2 years ago or something. I read the beginning, but, like, I never finished it. I, like, put it down, and then, like, Al J said, like, read this, like, this is a dope book, and, like, said how much value it gave. I was like, shit, like, I should read that again. So I picked it up, read it, and, like, finished it recently, and it was super, super dope. It was really good. One big thing I got from it was basically the small little choices that you make every single day, they have a huge effect over your overall life, over how you want to be. And a lot of people, they don't realize this part. They don't realize that you just need to do this small, simple task today, and it's gonna like escalate your life completely. So that's one big thing. And like one thing I've been using is for making posts and stuff. Like I've been just making like 4 posts a day, like 4 different ones. And now if I keep doing that over a month, like I'm gonna have like 128 posts, which is gonna be pretty dope.
And the thing that the compound effect kind of talks about is, or you know, the principle that it's kind of based off of is like compound interest. You know, everybody knows the power of compound interest. Like, you know, you only put this much in, but with compound interest, over time, the value of it grows like way more in excess of what you had put into it. So like,
I think it's on like the first couple pages.
Well, and this is so the cost of a $4 coffee habit over 20 years. So $4 a day coffee over 20 years compounds into $51,833. And in the other direction,
In how many years?
20 years.
Dang.
In the other direction, let's see if we can find that here. How many? By the way, what's the average?
So actually, I thought this was like even better. But like, total percentage of college students who will never read a book after they graduate is 42%. And then
Wait, 42% is how many?
Who will never read a book after college?
Oh, after college.
Yeah. And then another one is U.S. families who did not buy a book is 80%. So 80% of families in the U.S. did not buy a book. And then total percentage of adults that have not been in a bookstore in the past 5 years is 70%.
Damn. But I always feel like bookstores are usually like filled all the time. Maybe that's just.
No, that's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Is it the same people though?
Yeah, there's regulars.
That's why. Boom.
Young Tori, who has experience working in a bookstore.
You're a regular, technically, right?
I'm a regular.
Oh, here's the one we wanted though. The total percentage of books started that aren't read to completion is 57%.
So like more than half of books that are started and never finished.
Yep.
So and get back to the compound effect. Like there's another book. It's called The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. It's talking about the same thing. It's like what he says. The way he breaks it down is simple daily disciplines, little productive actions repeated over time, consistently over time. They add up to the difference between success and failure. Yeah. And it goes both ways. So a simple daily discipline or a simple daily error in judgment or lack of discipline will make or break you.
Yeah.
So there's not going to be like these huge moments like I'm going to get healthy and strong and now everything is going to change. It's going to be like actually it's
I need to eat my protein.
Eat my protein daily.
Eat my veggies.
Eat veggies.
Work out 3 to 4 times a week.
Work out 3 to 4 times a week. And so like those are small things that you can do on a daily, weekly basis that will compound into a tremendous level of health, but also a tremendous physique.
Exactly.
Like you're not going to get the physique in 6 weeks.
Exactly. Exactly. Didn't you say you used this for eating out? And like it definitely helped you?
Yeah, so I mean, I have a what is it called? I have a confession. I have a confession to make. Alright, so breaking news, alright. I eat out, or I used to eat out all the time, and it would be,
What was your favorite place to go?
Favorite place? Shit.
Chipotle.
I would put Chipotle number 2. I would say In-N-Out.
In-N-Out?
Hands down. Hands down.
Can't eat that right now.
Well, that's what happens when you have lower calories and you're trying to get ripped.
Ooh.
But so In-N-Out was my favorite for sure.
I like that.
And by the way, anybody who's saying, "Oh no, In-N-Out is not the best burger," I don't even know what to tell you. Like,
there's something going on.
You deserve to never eat a burger again. That's what I'm gonna say.
People who like Five Guys over that, like that's.
Five Guys is cool, but it's not
too greasy for me.
Yeah, and it's like and by the way, for those of us who are macro conscious or calorie conscious, it's really difficult to make the Five Guys burger calorie friendly because even their patty has like 10 grams of fat each patty versus In-N-Out is like 6.
Yeah.
So
plus a whole bunch of protein probably.
What about that place, the counter that you posted on Instagram?
Well, that's
Counter's cool, but so now like that's the point I'm gonna get to. But Counter is like a $15 burger every time.
That's like next level.
So what you were saying with the compound effect and eating out is like, so I used to eat out all the time, and so average meal anywhere from $8 to $15 per day, and then I would eat out multiple times a day because I'm like, oh, I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to make my food or buy my groceries. Like I'll just be able to save time going to In-N-Out or Chipotle or eating out, and during that time I saved, I'll be able to just be more productive and then make more money that way.
Yeah.
In reality, when you break it down, so I'm not even gonna get into the amount of money that I spent over the last 10 years eating out, because frankly it's a little bit embarrassing, but like I just did some simple math and it was like I was making an additional, factoring everything in, including like, I would get coffee like all the time and multiple times a day. It was literally like adding $1,500 to my paycheck every single month.
Damn.
So you do the math.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's
like
really
it's like
good.
free money that is waiting there for you. And anyway, so like think about how that compounds over 10 years. Think about the thing that I was saying was like, oh, I'm saving time, but I added up the time. It's like, okay, I'm eating out twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, and then it'll take me like 10-15 minutes to get there, 10-15 minutes to get in line and go through that whole thing, maybe 10-15 minutes to eat, and then 10-15 minutes coming back, right? So like, that's like an hour or 2 daily
spent just by going there.
trying to get food. Whereas when I started to buy, so I buy groceries once a week now, and my grocery bill is $50
There you go.
for all of the week's food. By the way, that takes maybe 30 to 45 minutes to get it and bring it home.
Do we get the secrets on what you buy?
That will actually be coming out in an article very soon. The breakdown,
Okay.
right? The grocery secrets. But so cooking all that food maybe takes 90 minutes to an hour. So then, you know, like for me, I'll just have all my chicken ready to go in the fridge for the entire week, and then I just, you know, if I'm making burritos, I'll make, like, wrapping the burritos takes like 4 minutes during the morning of or the night before.
Super quick.
Or like what I've been doing recently, I'll just throw it in Tupperware. And by the way, my chicken is fantastic, so don't think like chicken is like gross, right? Your cooking skills are gross. But long story short, in about 2.5 hours of time and $50, I have taken care of all of my meals for the week.
There we go. And it's quicker, done, and like
Better for you.
tastes better.
Tastes better. It's better for you. You know exactly how much calories you're eating.
Why wouldn't you want to do that?
And so, you know, think about that. Like, how much money are you actually saving and making during that time versus going out? And the time that you're saving too. So
I have a quick question though. Did you notice a like change, like quickly? Like, was it a quick noticeable difference to your income that you saw?
you notice it immediately
You did?
because you're like, okay, when you start, if you go through a week or two of this and you're like, wow, like I spent $100 on food over these last 2.5 weeks, then you go out, like you kind of slip into your old habits, right? And you're like, oh, I'll just eat out, and you buy a meal and it's like, you know, $20, $25, and you're like, shit, that was in one meal. I spent the same amount of food as like half of a week's worth of food, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah, you notice it very, very quickly.
I like that.
And I would recommend that to everybody who just commit to trying to make your own food and buying your food once during the week. It'll take some practice. There's lots of great resources, but like your whole life will change, right?
I feel that's the hardest part is like making the commitment to make the change, because like everyone's afraid of change. Like, who wants to change like all the time? It's scary to do that.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. So people are always afraid of making that change right away. But then once you make the change,
it's hard to go back.
It's hard to go back, and crazy things start happening. And like, I think actually the number one reason why people like stop doing this stuff and like stop eating healthy or stop working out or anything is because they don't see the quick results. They don't see the quick fixes. And compound effect talks a little bit about it, because the biggest thing with compound effect is like, don't do anything crazy, but doing small, simple tasks every single day. And like,
delayed gratification.
Exactly, the delayed gratification. You want to tell the story about the marshmallow?
Well, I'll let you tell the story about the marshmallow, but I think you're 100% right, because you don't see a outcome from like not eating out today, or skipping workouts today, or drinking water today. But if you keep it up, you know, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, you'll feel the outcome. You'll feel the impact.
If you zoom in on that, like, he puts it right here, exactly what it should be. Like, if you're making a change, these are 3 people that are trying to change their life, trying to get better. One person, they're doing they're staying the same, they're not changing anything. The bottom person, they're basically adding calories, adding the stuff they don't want. And the person at top, they're slowly adding small things to make them better. And now, over the course, it doesn't seem like anything's changing. It seems like it's the exact same. But like once you get close here, you just go straight up, and that's the power of the compound effect. Small actions that seem like they're not gonna make a change, over the course of time, they make the huge change.
And that's the dangerous part, because you're like, well, this is not doing it. Like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna get healthier tomorrow. Like,
exactly.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And so that's what the marshmallow effect or the marshmallow studies were about. They basically, long story short, they had these kindergartners, and they said, you know, here, like, you can have one marshmallow now, or you can wait, like, I think it was like 5 or 10 minutes, and you can have 2 marshmallows. And what ended up happening was, they said they followed these kids over the course of their lives, and then the kids who waited the 5 or 10 minutes to get 2 marshmallows, meaning they had delayed gratification, were far more successful in life, had less drug problems, financial problems, relationship problems, because they were able to have delayed gratification. Which, you know, there's one of the very intelligent businessmen, Dana Derricks, he puts it in an even easier way to understand. He's like, every decision you make, there's a happy face and a sad face, right? It's about, when do you want the happy face? So like, if I skip working out, because working out would be meaning a sad face for me, because I have to go there, I have to work out, it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be complicated, it's gonna take time.
It's gonna be time, it's gonna be money,
whole bunch of things.
I'm gonna have to skip this party and this and that.
Yeah.
That's a sad face. Instead, I'm gonna take the happy face of, it's gonna make me feel good right now to just skip it and do something else that's easier. Now, that sad face is gonna come down the road eventually.
Exactly.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, overweight, unhappy, relationship problems,
who knows what
hormonal
else?
problems, you know, problems in your intimate life, you know, whatever it might be. So you've chosen to take the happy face now, you gotta get the sad face later.
Exactly.
Or if you take the sad face today, eat the broccoli, go work out, drink the water. Guess what? You're gonna have a happy face later on, because you're gonna be healthy. You're gonna have less body fat. You're gonna feel better. You're not gonna have illness and disease. You're gonna have a great relationship. All that stuff. So I really like that sad face, happy face analogy.
And this one's like a regret.
100%.
Do you feel this skill is like? Do you feel this skill is taught, or do you feel like you're born with it?
100% taught.
100% taught. Do you remember if you were the kid who would take 2 marshmallows or?
No,
one?
I would take 1. I would take it right now.
What would you do right now though?
Well, I've been training myself to become
the 2.
Let me wait and get the 2 marshmallows.
Exactly.
Let me ask you, weren't you eating out a lot too? Like,
all the time.
and you literally turned it on and decided, like, okay, like.
Yeah, like all the time. Like not only eating out, but like I was just wasting money everywhere. Like going out, eating, like spending money on like just stupid stuff. And then like I stopped, and I was like the amount of money I'm saving is crazy.
Yep.
I was just like, it's like the smallest things I'm not doing now, and like it's just crazy how much money you saved.
And you're already experiencing the positive benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Cause like I remember, like I was like, oh dang, like am I gonna have enough money for this? Am I gonna have enough money for that? But now, like I don't even need to really worry about that, cause like I'm not wasting money on like, and like a lot of times, guys, like it's stupid stuff we're spending like the money on that like we think we need or we think we should have, but we don't need that stuff.
No.
It's stupid stuff.
Always. So I want to give some few things that you can do on a daily basis that will use the compound effect or the slight edge, and that will really make an impact on your days. And this is directly from the slight edge, by the way. I don't because he gives some examples. So a couple of things that you can do on a daily basis is every morning write 3 things you're grateful for. journal for a minute or two, literally a minute or two, about positive experiences you had that day. Meditate. So meditation doesn't need to be crazy. It could be like 10 deep breaths, right? And just focus on your breath. Do one random act of kindness every day. Exercise for 15 minutes each day. Like, if you decide to do those, even 5 out of 7 days a week, right? Just be consistent. 5 out of 7 days a week. It will compound and you will be a completely different person. So I would say, take that away and integrate that. And because a lot of people will say, like, oh, like, what's the benefit? Like, I don't really feel the benefit of writing wins and gratitudes.
It's not going to change me. Like, it's the same thing for the instant gratification. It's not going to give you that instant result, so why should you do it? It's the result that you're going to get over the long term, over the time. And 100%.
And that is the hardest part. Like, look, I get it. I've been there myself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, writing my wins and my gratitudes. Like, what is that doing? Like, that's not changing anything. But that's the whole beauty, because it's not going to change anything until you've done it every day for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, right? That's when you see the changes. When you look back and you're like, holy shit, I'm a completely different person.
I'm way better.
I'm way better.
I'm way
I'm
happier. We were thinking the same thing, happier.
Hey.
Cheers.
Yeah, so I think that's that's a pretty solid. What would you rate this book out of 10?
Honestly, out of 10, I would give it like a 10. Like, this was a gold mine, especially like because you get value just from like the first chapter, and then after that they're just throwing more and more and more value at you. Like, it's a freaking bomb book. And it's easy to read too. Like.
And that's what I was gonna say. I was like, this shouldn't take so one of the other things that is in here is like one of the daily disciplines you can do is read 10 pages of a book every day. That's it. Read 10 pages of a book. Yeah. Every month you'll have gone through about one book, right? Yeah. And so the last little thing about that is you gave it a 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10. I know Aljay gives it a 10 out of 10. But if you don't implement, it's a 0 out of 10. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are cynical. There's this cynicism that goes around, like, the skepticism, like, I don't know if this really works. It's not the thing. It's not the strategy. The strategy fucking works. It's you.
It's that you're not doing the work.
And you have to be patient with yourself and kind with yourself to just do it and continue doing it, and then you will see the results.
I think one last thing is be honest with yourself too. Be honest with yourself.
That's its own.
Yeah, that's its own topic. But like, be honest with yourself is like, are you actually doing what you need to do in order to get there? Because like, you want to get there, but like, are you actually doing what you need to do?
Yep.
Anything else?
I think that's good. I'm looking forward to the book.
Book Nook.
Book Nook is going to be, I like this. Book Nook is going to be good. I'm looking forward to next weekend. I think we might, I have a book that I'm currently reading. It's called Moonwalking with Einstein.
Oh, you were talking about that one.
It's about the art and science of remembering everything. So that's an interesting one. Hopefully I'll have it done by then if I read my 10 pages a day.
I believe in you, bro.
I believe in myself too. Favorite fast food place?
Favorite fast food place?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A's good.
I know you were a fan of Chick-fil-A.
I was when I was able to eat the fries. No, I can't eat the fries. But Chick-fil-A is bomb.
Also macro-friendly.
It is. Very macro-friendly. I'm going to have to go with McDonald's, though. McDonald's you can find everywhere.
But McDonald's is bad for you. GMOs.
You just don't want to make gains.
You don't want to make gains. Alright. Cool. We'll leave it with this. A word from Abraham Lincoln regarding the compound effect. He said, if given 6 hours to chop down a tree, he would spend 4 hours sharpening his axe. So sharpen your axe, guys. Go read these books and put them into play.
Velocity, where could you get this book at?
Barnes and Noble.
You can find this book
Hey.
at Barnes and Noble
You can find it at the Eastridge one, right?
at the Eastridge
Of
location.
course you can.
There we go. I actually got that book at the Eastridge Barnes and Noble, so go
There you
pick
go.
yourself up a copy, guys. Ask for Velocitory, and she will help you.
Just do this when you walk in. Have a
I don't know.
fantastic
I'll just
day.
find them.